Hasti Branigan is 9 years old, and she has a rare genetic condition called Cornelia de Long syndrome, or CdLS. Chris Brannigan walked barefoot from Bar Harbor, where the gene therapy is being developed at the Jackson Laboratory, to North Carolina, trying to raise money and awareness about his daughter's condition along the way. We've been following his journey, and I caught up with him the morning after he finished his 1,000-mile march.
My feet hurt like holy hell, if I'm honest.
Over the last 45 days, Chris Brannigan averaged 22 miles a day, walking on his bare feet to reach Raleigh, North Carolina. When the conditions were right, he picked up the pace, but now he's enjoying some much-needed rest.
I had a really good night's sleep last night, which is the first in a while, but I still feel really, really exhausted, if I'm honest. And my feet this morning were sore and swollen. So walking's is a bit tender, to be honest.
Your body might be tired, but how are your spirits?
I feel great. You know, we've achieved a lot during this journey, connected with Boston Children's Hospital and the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, which is really amazing because they're really powerful allies to have on this rare disease journey.
CdLS is estimated to affect 1 in every 10,000 people. Hasti was diagnosed 3 years ago, after years of searching for the root cause of her many challenges.
Our journey is still in its early stages. We still have a lot of money to raise. We're still a long way to go before we create this gene therapy for children with CdLS, but I'm hopeful that we're going to get there and we're going to be moving to clinical trials in the near future.
There are currently no treatments for CdLS. The Brannigans have been working with the Jackson Laboratory on a gene therapy treatment that could potentially help Hasti. But it still needs to be proven safe and effective and then receive approval from the FDA. It also needs a lot more money. Money the Brannigans have been trying to raise through their nonprofit called Hope for Hasti. You'd raised $1 million last year. You needed to raise an additional 2.5. How far are you from your goal?
So I think we still need to raise about another $2 million, which is a huge sum of money, really. You know, we're just a normal family, 2 working parents, and we just don't have access to that sort of money. So our fundraising journey continues, but our hope is also as the research progresses, we'll be able to access grants and other official sources of funding to help make this treatment a reality.
Branigan says he's raised around $125,000 during his walk in America. Were you disappointed that you didn't raise more on this walk?
No. To be honest, there's no roadmap for fundraising. There's no sort of hard and fast way of making sure that it's going to be a success and raise tons and tons of money. There are lots and lots of worthy and great causes out there. We're just really glad that we met so many generous people who donated, who listened to our story, and that we raised so much awareness about a condition that otherwise no one would have really ever heard of. So we're making really steady and strong progress, and we're happy with that.
You stay so positive, Chris, every time I talk to you, when you post things on social media, but I know this was hard. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced on this 1,000-mile trek?
You know, loneliness and isolation was always an issue. America's just a huge country, you know, so there were large portions of my walk where I was on my own, and that leaves you with a lot of time to think and worry and stress about the future. And also, about a week ago, Hasti fell really ill and she was taken into hospital. And, you know, that was really worrying because I couldn't get home quickly. You know, I had to travel back along my route to try and get on a plane. Thankfully, she recovered really fast and I didn't have to cut my trip short. But not being in a position to run to her side was really stressful.
No support crew accompanied Branigan on his walk. A major in the British Army, he carried everything he needed in his backpack, including a tent so he could sleep on the side of the road, though many nights he was offered a bed.
Everywhere I've been, and I've crossed 12 states, People have been incredibly generous with their time and with their donations. I've stayed at a number of firehouses throughout who've helped accommodate me and feed me, and they've accepted me in like one of their own family, and that's been really good. But all in all, the highlight has been how nice people have been and how welcoming they've been. You know, the hospitality I've received has been unequaled, really.
Brannigan's feet are weary, and he's still a long way from his ultimate goal. But for this father, even getting one step closer to a treatment for his daughter has made his long journey worth it.
We're really confident we're going to get to the end, that the end of this tunnel will be a treatment for Hasty and other kids across the world who have Cornelia de Lange syndrome.
Now, Branigan flies home tomorrow, and of course, he's anxious to see his wife and Hasty and his other children. He's spent the last couple of days at Boston Children's Hospital seeking advice from their experts about CdLS.
It's a remarkable journey, and it's not over yet.
It certainly isn't.
Thanks, Beth.